Hello, my friends. It's that time of year again. Can you believe that? We've already flown through another year. Well, welcome to my studio. This is where it all starts. Yes, the equipment, the cleaning up of the finds, the planning of recoveries. Information is half my tools. So without information, I could spend a lot of time searching for something and be way off. So by getting good information, I'm able to then make a plan, execute that plan, and recover things for people. This year's theme, I'm going to say it's cold case. Cold cases. That's what I worked on this year. There are 3 recoveries that I'd like to highlight this year. And I never know what the year is going to hold, what type of people I'm going to be helping, the type of calls I'm going to get. Every recovery of lost items is different. May even be the same exact item, a wedding ring. But the situations in which they were lost, the areas, how people have looked for them are all different. The first one I want to talk about is the Tyler Goodrich case. Such a sad story. What a tragic ending. A beautiful life gone too soon. This one here I took on basically from one father to another. If I was in that situation, I would want somebody to try to get me as many answers as they could, to help me work through closure. Closure is different for everybody in the way they work through it. I can't work through that closure for them. I can only aid, and they have to work through that. So, as many as you know, a guy went missing by the name of Tyler. He was missing for about 1.5 years, and his remains were found. But a lot of items were missing. So 3 days after I had seen that the remains were found, I decided to take the information, remember this, information that I had learned previously, and to go out there and to implement my gridding system. I worked with the Lancaster Sheriff's Office. What a great bunch of guys. I took time off work, absolutely no pay. I do all this stuff for free. And we are able to recover all his personal items. At the end of every recovery I do, I always have some little something I do. Tyler wore Birkenstocks, and I've always wanted a pair of sandals because I work in the industrial environment, and my feet just need some air and to relax after long days and long hours of metal detecting. The last item I had found of Tyler's was his Birkenstock. So I went out, I bought a pair. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. What's it like? Help them out. And that's what these are to remind me of when I'm out walking around is, hey, everybody has a different pair of shoes they walk in. And let's be sympathetic and compassionate about that. Doesn't mean you have to put yourself in that situation, but hey, everybody, we can help out with each other.
Days after Tyler was discovered, a citizen using a metal detector located items belonging to Tyler about 229 feet west of where his body was located.
The second case I'd like to talk about is this ring here. Remember I just said information is a lot of my tools? And this is exactly why, no matter how badly you want your precious item back, your irreplaceable back, do not post too much information on social media. Remember, these are cold cases. These are cases that were older, unsolved, and maybe they decide there wasn't enough information. I found this posting on social media with all the information as to about a ring that was lost, a custom-made ring. Here's some pictures and everything. And I just took that information. I went up there, I executed a game plan, and in less than 3 hours, I had it back. The memento souvenir from that hunt is this 50-cent piece. Blair 2025. I found this 50-cent piece while looking for that ring. I also found a lot of other money that paid for my lunch, but I can look back at this and what a reminder of being able to help people. People, if you've lost something, look up somebody. I'm the Lincoln Ring Finder. Go to theringfinders.com. Look up somebody. Ask them for help. We would love to help you. Posting all the information on the internet, I understand you want to get it back. And the community there stepped up and tried helping out, but they weren't able to find it. So, what a blast to get that one back. That was on land. That one had been missing for 3 years. So that was such an honor to get that back and hear their story about how it was lost, what they did to try to find it. That video can be seen on my YouTube channel, Rings and Things. I only have the channel not to try to make money out, be popular and all that, but to let people know of our capabilities so they will ask for help too. Let's turn the video around. Okay, so look at that number. Clean, solid. And look at that. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my. I don't even know if that's the ring or not. Thank you, Lord. The third recovery of the year, another cold case. A ring that was lost 3 years ago in a lake. Got my dive equipment sitting right over here. It was the deepest I had ever dove and ran a metal detector to find something. Did I get it on the first try? No. Second try? No. Third try? Yes. Why? Well, because I had better information. I don't have unlimited time to just go out and completely spend my whole life searching an area. I got to have that information to narrow that area down. Then I go in there and grit it, chop it up, and I'll find that item. I can almost guarantee you that. If I haven't searched for it, it probably has not been searched. The item I used, I always do a celebration dinner or something like that, whatever. I stopped at the Iron Skillet on the way back from Grand Island, and they have a chicken fried steak. They're awesome, and I got it was such a good meal, you got to have some smoke. So I got some of these candy cigarettes, and I marked that one the Grand Island Ring Recovery, June 28th, 2025. I set that up on my shelf. Like I said, I'm not out there doing this for the money, but donations, compensations help me pass it forward, invest in equipment to help the next person. These are just items that I can have and to remind me that during my times of difficulty, that hey, stick with it. We'll get it figured out. Yes, so it was an awesome year. We got a lot accomplished. Could I have accomplished more? Yes. I did have more time to work on more people's recoveries. I didn't have any. Thank you to all who spread the word of my capabilities and what we can do. I appreciate that, and so do the people. They are so grateful for you getting them in contact with me. And I hear that all the time. And if you were in that situation, you'd want somebody to do that. If you find something on social media, go ahead, take a screenshot of it, message me, send it to me, text it to me. I'll do the rest. I'll knock on the doors, I'll talk to the people, and I'll get the story, and we'll see if we can help them. So, a wrap up, this year's theme was cold cases. Things that had been lost for quite a substantial amount of time had kind of gone cold. They couldn't find them. I went out there, dug up the information, put together a game plan, and we went out there and recovered those items. There's another case that I'm working on, but I'm running into some red tape, getting permits to do this stuff. And I really would like prayer that we can get those permits and we can help this family through their closure. There's always such speculation and your mind runs wild on stuff when you don't have all that information. And it just is so much easier for the family. So pray that as I work with these public servants, that they will be open to helping families, even when the case of the missing person has been solved, but there are still items out there of that individual. Once again, what a wrap up it's been. Of 2025. What a year it's been. Never thought that I would be doing this type of stuff. I guess you never know. You just got to be open to, what God has planned in your life, and be willing to go out and try new things. Like I said, I don't get everything on the first try. Can't give up. Got to keep going. As my dad always told me when I did not make varsity or this or that or something, he said, you're going to have to work harder. He didn't, help make excuses with me and stuff like that. It was, you have to work harder. And that sticks with me, is I have to work harder. I have to figure this out. We have to work through it. So once again, thank you for all your support, generosity, prayers, sharing me with people. Together, we can put smiles back on people's faces. I would love this to be my full-time job. I love my second job. I do. I get out of the factory and I just smile. I'm just like, man, we're going to go get to help somebody. And it's a blast. And everybody knows that is. And I invite you to find something you're good at and plug in and, help out in that special way. Everybody has a unique talent. Once again, thank you all.